Hello again, lads. So we're back for another Battle Zones match. This one's on Farmstead, and I'm versing Viole, or Viole, still don't know how to say it. It's late war, and I've gone for the German liberation doctrine again, because I love that one. So what I'm going to do here is I'm sending a squad into the middle, and I'm sending that cheap squad just out to the left. And the only time I think it's viable to get the cheap squad. I'm also sending the machine gun up onto that hill. So I want to make use of that. And I get a couple riflemen on this right side just to see what he's got there. It's always handy to throw a few units just to see if you can get an easy cap. So I've got the Grenadier rifle. I'm actually going to put him eventually when I organise myself. I put him between the points so that he can respond either side depending on if they get a vehicle. Those Grenadier rifles, once you get handy at using them, they are extremely good. So, obviously, a bit quiet for a second while the boys run up. No idea what to expect though. The last match I played against Viole on Yavin, that match went for a bit. It was quite a good game, so I knew he was a half decent player. So I'm just trying to spread a few of my units around the point a little bit, put them in places that are really hard to kind of get them out of. That building has been a nightmare for me plenty of times, so I thought, while I'm on this side, why don't I utilize it a little bit? So I was more than happy to get in there. But we've got fighting. He's actually sent a squad up onto the hill. So a good push by him. He's also sent some boys southwest. So he's got 4 soldiers on that hill. I've only got cheap infantry there though, so I do have to watch that. So I'm smoking it out. I'm capping the right and middle point though, so I was happy with that. He's only sent one guy onto the right, so I'll just let them deal with that. Reinforcing this left side, because that's where he sent his first squad, so I'm going to respond to him. I'm hoping I can keep him trapped on this objective. Sometimes people can get hyper-focused on an objective if you keep pushing it, and because I've already got the other 2 points, I'm quite happy to just leave them. He's actually moving out to the left. I wonder what his plan was there. Maybe he was just trying to get out of the way of the grenades he knew I was going to throw. But I'm now capping all 3 objectives. And his boys are out in no man's land on the left there, so quite a good situation for me. Got my first officer, so I'm hiding him in the bush. For a cheap, crappy squad, they're doing quite okay on this left side, I must say. But I've reinforced them with a half-decent one now. Get my machine gun kind of up on the hill. So this is the perfect situation. This is exactly how you want to start. He's got no objective. I'm quite set in every single one. So whatever objective he pushes, because he has to push one quick, otherwise he's going to go, the game will finish too quick. So whatever objective he pushes at, he's going to have to throw everything at, which I in turn can just do the same thing and just keep throwing everything I have at defending that point. But in fairness, a smart thing probably would have been to do, and when he watches this back, he'll realise he could have. That vehicle and a squad pushing on the southwest probably would have pushed me off very easily. But instead, he's pushed at a point that I've just reinforced. He's doing the smart thing though. He's keeping his vehicle back. But unfortunately, a bit of smoke, can't do anything. I've got too many soldiers here for him to make a decent push on, I think, at this point. I am bringing a dude with a Panzerfaust around to deal with the Greyhound if I can. Yeah, I think if he'd made that push on the southwest, he'd be capping that point right now. But hindsight's a beautiful thing. And my Scheisserbecker, which is the grenade launcher, is actually getting some good work in. Happy days. So he's done the right thing, got a bit of damage in, he pulled it out. It was never going to survive, not without any infantry around. So here's the US, so that makes sense as to why he's struggling to pump out infantry, especially if he's bought the Greyhound vehicle, because those things are expensive. So, because I've wiped out that first squad and he's got that Greyhound, I know that he's going to be struggling to get more infantry out. He's probably only just got one more infantry pumped out recently, so I was very comfortable. But I brought out the drilling because I love it. There you go, there's that squad I was talking about. So it's just coming up now. So I know he's got nothing really to back it up. If I can take the Greyhound in this squad out. Throwing a few smoke grenades. He did do the right thing though, I must say. He brought his Greyhound around to support the push with this infantry squad. So that was a good move. I think if you get too far on the back foot early in battle zones, especially when you're the Americans, it can basically, the game can be over within minutes. And I'm sure you guys are gathering by the length of this video that the game is over in minutes because of that. He didn't play bad by any stretch. There was too much pressure early. He went down 3-0 with the faction that struggles to pump out infantry too early, I think. It's just unlucky. Nothing he could have done. You know, there was nothing that could have been done about this, I don't think. Let me know though, do you guys think that there's something he could have done to change the outcome? I think maybe pushing the Greyhound in that squad before on the southwest instead of the northeast would have probably extended the game longer. But I think losing that first squad early basically ruins your chances as the Americans. But let me know what you guys think, because I'm genuinely curious. Have any of you come back after getting your first squad wiped that quickly as the Americans? Because I don't think I could. I think, you know, within a couple of minutes this game was already decided purely because of the faction, like the American faction. It's just too hard to come back from. And as I said, we know he's not a bad player. Like, we know he's a decent player, so I purely think it's the faction letting him down at the minute, not his actual gameplay. Because he's doing all the right things, you know, he's supporting his pushes, he's keeping his Greyhound out of my reach so that I can't destroy it. Looks like he's brought his officer onto the point to try and hold on, but that's it. Thanks for watching anyway, guys. Quick one for you today, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.